It say, according to BigXThaPlug, 3 others were hospitalized.
Hit. Remo would write, Z the Wizard was reportedly shot in the head during New Year's night incident at a Dallas nightclub. According to BigXThaPlug, 3 others were hospitalized.
There's been non-stop talk about what really happened to Z the Wizard, and people can't stop speculating. Some think Big X might have accidentally caused the tragedy during a late-night altercation outside a popular Dallas spot. Others say it was enemies trying to settle old problems, but now law enforcement has stepped in, and it's starting to look like Big X might know more than he's admitting. Here's what's confirmed so far. The night that changed everything. In the early hours of January 1st, 2026, around 3:45 a.m., chaos broke out in the parking lot of Pink House, Dallas, right during its big New Year's grand opening. The place was near Empire Central and North Stemmons Freeway, packed with people just trying to celebrate the start of the year. BigXThaPlug and his friend Z, the Wizard, were in high spirits, celebrating together. Earlier that night, Z had rocked the stage and got the whole crowd hyped. Both artists were doing their thing. Big X was the face of Texas rap, and Z the Wizard had just signed with Future's Free Bands Gang label back in August 2025. Everything was lining up perfectly for both of them. That night was meant to mark the beginning of something special, but everything took a tragic turn when chaos broke out. 4 people were injured, and one of them was in critical condition, Z the Wizard, whose real name was Zachary Cannon Grant Fields. He was only 25 years old and had suffered a severe head injury.
Bullets don't have no name on it, bro. Them bullets kill babies, grandmamas, aunties, uncles, granddads, mamas, innocents, cats, dogs. Bro, them bullets are, whatever they hit, bro, it's gonna destruct, gang, real.
A video that surfaced online showed Big X, the Plug's raw reaction outside the venue. You can hear him shouting, "They hurt Z in the head? What the F?" You could feel the pain in his voice. He sounded completely broken and confused. Security tried to move him away from the area, but the moment was already caught on camera and spreading everywhere. That clip went viral instantly on X, Instagram, and TikTok, gaining millions of views within hours. Then came the misinformation. Some blogs claimed Z the Wizard had passed away right there, but that wasn't true. He was quickly taken to the hospital and placed on life support, fighting hard to recover. For 5 long days, his loved ones asked everyone online to stop spreading false updates and respect their privacy during those tense moments. Sadly, on January 5th, 2026, Z the Wizard passed away. The Dallas rap community was heartbroken. A rising star gone too soon, and Big X had lost someone he deeply cared about. Meanwhile, the investigation was moving fast. Dallas authorities reviewed over 30 security videos from inside the club and nearby businesses, trying to piece together what exactly went down. As of mid-January 2026, no one had been taken into custody, and the motive behind the incident remained unclear. But eyewitnesses started speaking out, and their stories revealed what may have sparked the confrontation. According to several people who were there that night, tension started inside the club before everything spilled outside. Word is, Z the Wizard was making it rain during his performance, a common move at live shows. But apparently, a few guys in the crowd didn't like that some of the cash landed on them.
That club is dumb as hell to me. Like, what I want to go in here, I don't know. 99% of these people in here, everybody see me in here. We not finna do nothing but sit here. We finna order some drinks with these flashing ass lights and this loud ass music.
They took it the wrong way and felt disrespected. Reports started circulating that after being escorted out, members from Z, the Wizard's crew, headed straight to their cars and grabbed some items from the trunks. Witnesses claimed they went back toward the parking area where the other group was still hanging around. That's when things escalated fast. A full-on confrontation broke out. People described hearing loud bursts from both sides, total chaos everywhere. In the middle of that mayhem, Z the Wizard got struck during the confusion. Some folks who later analyzed the clips online suggested that the tragic injury might have actually come from his own team, calling it a possible friendly fire mistake. One clip that spread across social media appeared to show someone from Z's own side letting off carelessly while backing away. That theory made the whole tragedy seem less like a planned attack and more like a heartbreaking accident during a heated exchange. But the real story was still under investigation, and no official answers had been released yet. What everyone did agree on was that Z the Wizard's passing showed just how risky fame can get when street tensions mix with the music world. He had just earned cosigns from Meek Mill and BigXThaPlug and even landed on the Dallas Observer's list of top 25 DFW rappers for 2025. He was also a proud father of two and deeply loved in his community. Just a few weeks before his death, Z had organized a toy giveaway for kids in his neighborhood. His friends said he always gave back and had a heart of gold. On January 11th, 2026, hundreds of supporters came together for a candlelight vigil at Inspiring Body of Christ Church in Dallas. Nearly 100 people showed up, all dressed in blue to honor his memory. His mother, Lash Shannon Grant, led a powerful serenity prayer, and Pastor Ricky Rush spoke about the need to end community violence once and for all. The crowd joined in chanting, "This life matters!" Friends like head honcho Amir vowed that they'd keep Z's name alive forever. The gathering stayed peaceful. No drama, no negativity, just pure love and remembrance.
And 4 people get shot outside of your club and 1 person is hit in the head and in critical condition, I think it's a little bit
tweaking,
off-putting
to be putting that shit on
post to Instagram how much money the club made.
Right.
I think you should just take that win and keep it to yourself, because somebody might not wake up.
Still, questions about who was responsible for that tragic night hung heavy in the air. Many online conversations kept circling back to BigX, the Plug's known rivalries, and whether those could have played a part. Even the Pink House Club came under fire for its security setup. The venue had just reopened as an after-hours lounge, flipping from its old identity as Safari Dallas. Locals started questioning how the place allowed so many people in without tighter control, especially during such a packed New Year's celebration. What was supposed to be one of Dallas's hottest new party spots turned into a tragic scene before the night was even over. Social media lit up with reactions from all corners of hip-hop. Fans and fellow artists were shocked that something like this could touch Big X's circle, especially since he'd been trying to promote peace and bring unity to Dallas rap instead of keeping beef alive. Others pointed out the risks that come with nightlife performances. When fame and tension mix, things can get unpredictable fast. The whole situation also raised tough questions about how New Year's Eve parties play out across major cities like Dallas.
End up getting into a argument or a disagreement with Big X. How'd that come about?
We squashed that shit. That shit had nothing. Some situation, yeah. We got over it though.
Oh, that's good. That's good. A lot of times it feels like rappers start beefing and there's like no way out. Like they just got to keep going at it.
And when really just low.
Authorities reported they received over 750 emergency calls that night related to celebratory fireworks and loud disturbances. With liquor, emotions, and big crowds all blending together, things can spiral in seconds if people lose control. During the holidays, the Pink House Club posted clips online bragging about how much money they pulled in that night, but people were not feeling it. Many called the post insensitive since a serious tragedy had just gone down in their parking lot that same night. Meanwhile, as the Wizards family was going through heartbreak beyond words, their son was on life support, fighting to stay alive after suffering a severe head injury. His loved ones had to keep releasing statements online, shutting down false reports that he'd already passed, while quietly preparing for the worst. Those 5 days between the incident and his passing must have felt like an eternity for them. To really understand what led up to that night, you gotta look at the bigger picture, the long list of tensions that BigXThaPlug has had to deal with since breaking out in the Dallas rap scene. The chaos outside Pink House didn't happen in a vacuum. It came out of a mix of street politics, industry rivalries, and citywide competition that surrounded Big X since he first blew up.
Smoke.
But you felt the way with him going to the internet, to, you know, how often niggas be like getting took for their jewelry and shit out here? Was that like a big thing?
Forward.
Big X. The Plug, born Xavier Landam on May 12, 1998, didn't always have it easy. He went from chasing football dreams to becoming one of the South's hottest voices in hip-hop. His story includes getting kicked out of junior college, spending time in isolation, and finally deciding to put all his pain and lessons into music. By 2025, that decision had paid off big time. He'd gone platinum with hits like Texas and linked up with country stars Luke Combs and Bailey Zimmerman, and even launched his own label, 600 Entertainment. He was officially the guy in Dallas rap, no exaggeration. But all that fame came with its fair share of pressure and problems. One of the biggest conflicts in his career was his long-running feud with Lil CJ Casino, a rapper out of Fort Worth who rolled with a crew called Casino World. Their issues went way deeper than music. It traced back to city rivalries that had been bubbling in the DFW area for a while. Things hit a boiling point in early 2024 after a situation at DGB Studio in Houston. According to Lil CJ Casino, he was caught off guard and ended up losing personal items. His jewelry, clothes, shoes, and even his car cash.
Those can be your worst amigos. So we'll get caught up in sticking our chests out. I done did it before. Man, I don't got that. You know what he did to me. You get so mad and so frustrated before you even understand. Without understanding, things can go.
But the part that really sparked drama was that someone reportedly took a hard drive that had unreleased songs on it, including tracks by BigXThaPlug. That made everything complicated real fast. BigX's can't move quickly to recover the music from that hard drive. But Lil CJ Casino saw that as suspicious, like maybe they knew something about what happened or were connected to it somehow. Whatever trust existed between the two camps completely disappeared overnight. Then, Lil CJ Casino turned up the heat. In May 2024, he dropped a diss track called Boss Up, directly naming BigXThaPlug and calling out the studio incident. He even shared supposed screenshots on Instagram that he claimed proved Big X's team wasn't being straight with him. He made himself the villain of the story, saying he was ready to expose the snakes and call out fake loyalty in the industry.
Y'all see the issue I'm having with the label? The label is the one told me that Big X and his folks said that Big X said he not clearing the song. So who lying? The label or Big X? But guess what? For Big X calling me and us getting an understanding, him telling me.
Big X. The plug didn't stay silent either. He hopped on Instagram Live, standing firm for himself, his team, and the studio owner. He showed off his tour success and made it clear he wasn't stressing the situation. He even said Lil CJ Casino was out here beefing with everybody and their mama in the city, brushing off the drama like it was nothing. By mid-2025, it looked like things had finally cooled down. Lil CJ Casino went online saying the two had squashed the tension for good. And in a January 2026 interview, he confirmed they had patched things up and moved on. Lil CJ Casino later said, the whole drama between him and BigXThaPlug wasn't as deep as people made it seem. According to him, it was mostly built on misunderstandings and people trying to take advantage of a bad situation, not real hatred. But even with that, the quiet tension between Casino World and 600 Entertainment never completely faded. It just went underground, staying silent, but not forgotten. That whole situation proved how fast friendships and business ties in the music game can fall apart. Before things went left, Big X and Lil CJ Casino actually had a solid relationship. They shared management under Inner Circle, hung out in Airbnbs, and even shot videos together as collaborators. But after that studio incident, all of that disappeared almost instantly. The good news, the way they eventually squashed things showed that not every disagreement has to end badly. Lil CJ Casino admitted the issue was never serious enough to keep the negativity going. Both artists realized they had way more to gain by focusing on their music careers instead of feeding into a cycle of back and forth disease. Still, not every situation in the industry ends so peacefully. When it came to his rivals, Big X, the plug carried himself with a level of calm that most rising artists don't usually have. He didn't chase drama for views or hype. When people came at him, he'd defend himself if necessary. But after that, he'd flip the energy back toward his goals, his music, and his business. After things cooled with Lil CJ Casino, another issue popped up, this time with Big Evo, a rapper from Birmingham. Big Evo claimed Big X copied his signature phrase, "the largest," which Big Evo had used as the title for his 2022 album, long before Big X dropped his 2024 single with the same name. In a July 2025 interview on No Jumper, Big Evo said Big X had once acknowledged where the phrase came from privately, but never gave public credit. He explained it wasn't about beef, it was about principle and respect for originality. A few months later, in a September 2025 interview, BigXThaPlug denied the claim completely. He said the phrase wasn't owned by anyone and that people were just trying to ride his wave. He called out his critics, saying they were former fans who used to ask for advice on how to blow up, but switched up once he made it big. He brushed the situation off, calling them random rappers hating from the sidelines. That back and forth never got officially settled, but it seemed more like a case of industry competition than any kind of real street tension. Just another example of how clout and egos can clash in the rap world. Then came the next bit of drama, this time involving Finesse 2 Times, a rapper from Memphis. In early January 2026, just days after Z the Wizard's tragic passing, Finesse 2 Times went public saying Big X refused to approve their collaboration track. He told fans that his label said Big X wouldn't clear the feature, which caused some buzz online. Big X quickly stepped in to clear the air. He got on the phone with Finesse 2 times directly and explained that nobody had reached out to him about clearing anything, and if they had, he would have done it immediately because the song was fire. After the call, Finesse 2 times apologized, saying the whole thing was a misunderstanding caused by his label, and even gave Big X props for being man enough to talk things out. But that peace didn't last long. Just a few days later, Finesse 2 times took back his apology publicly, calling Big X a liar, and even throwing out a wild challenge, a $500,000 boxing match to settle things once and for all. The internet went crazy, but most people saw it for what it was, a publicity stunt more than anything real. Big X. The Plug didn't entertain it much and kept things quiet. Still, the timing couldn't have been worse. It all came right after losing Z, the Wizard, adding even more emotional stress to an already devastating time for him and his circle. That boxing challenge was the perfect example of how modern rap disputes often blur the line between real tension and marketing hype. These days, what looks like beef might just be strategy for attention, and Big X, the Plug seemed to know exactly when to stay above it. A $500,000 boxing match? That kind of headline grabs attention instantly. It sparks chatter, drives clicks, and keeps both rappers in the spotlight, especially in an industry that thrives on controversy and spectacle. Whether Finesse 2 times truly wanted to step in the ring or was just using the moment to boost publicity wasn't clear. What was clear, though, was that BigXThaPlug had way bigger things on his mind than entertaining every bit of drama tossed his way. None of these public feuds had any direct link to Z the Wizard's tragedy. Investigators said the situation at Pink House looked like it came from a heated last-minute argument.
How Big X is, Big X gonna pick up the phone and he gonna pick up and call you. Hey man, what's going on? What you talking about, man? I don't even know what you talking about no song. And it's funny how I like the way Finesse handled it. He say, man, my apologies if I did something wrong. I don't mind apologizing.
Not anything planned or connected to Big X's known rivals. Still, the constant tension surrounding Big X's rise in the Dallas scene created an environment where things could go left fast. When you move in circles where people throw around accusations, drop diss tracks, and deal with street politics, emotions can flare up in an instant. But that night wasn't about enemies or rivals. Z. The Wizard wasn't Big X's opponent. He was his brother in arms, his artist, his day one. Together, they were part of a new movement in Dallas, a generation of artists trying to push for peace and unity in a scene that's long been shadowed by negativity and street conflict. The painful irony of Z the Wizard losing his life at a nightclub event meant to celebrate success and to promote messages against violence hit the whole city hard. Dallas has always had a complicated history when it comes to its rap scene and the dangers that surround it. Artists like Mo3 and Yella Beezy have faced similar close calls, leading people to draw comparisons between Dallas and Chicago's drill-era days, when street life and rap music started to blend in dangerous ways. Big X, the Plug, had always tried to walk a different path. He wanted to let his music speak louder than any confrontation. He focused on building something that inspired people rather than tearing others down. But as the streets have shown time and time again, not everyone respects that boundary, and fame can't always protect you from the energy that follows where you came from. Still, Z, the Wizard's story shouldn't just be a sad side note in someone else's timeline. It deserves its own spotlight. He was an artist on the rise, a young powerhouse whose potential got cut short long before the world could see everything he was capable of. Understanding who he was explains why his loss hit the Dallas rap community so deeply. Born Zachary Cannon Grant Fields, better known as Z the Wizard, he grew up between Oak Cliff and DeSoto, Texas. Raised mostly by his mom, Lash Shannon Grant, he often called her his third heartbeat, a phrase he used in interviews and posts to show how close they were. As a teen, he was an absolute standout in sports, especially football. With his size, speed, and drive, people believed he was headed for a pro career, until an unexpected injury changed everything and pushed him toward music instead. That setback became his turning point. Around 2023, Z the Wizard officially stepped into the rap game. He chose his stage name because it represented his mindset, his ability to navigate life's toughest obstacles with creativity, resilience, and a touch of magic. His lyrics told stories of hustling, self-growth, loyalty, and the hard truths of surviving in Dallas's rougher neighborhoods. What made Z special wasn't just his words, it was his delivery. He blended sharp honesty with smooth, melodic energy, creating a sound that separated him from the more aggressive tones dominating the local scene. He could speak on the struggle, but still make it sound soulful and full of life. Over just 2 short years, his catalog grew fast. His debut album, Wiz Who Is Z 2024, gave fans a glimpse into his mind and earned him recognition beyond Dallas.
Bro, damn. First off, I want to say rest in peace to him. Thoughts and prayers to his family, to his friends, to BigX, to if he had kids, to his mother, whoever lost him, bro. To whoever lost him, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad to see, bro. It is sad to see.
He followed it up with Wiz the Don later that same year, then dropped Words of Wisdom in April 2025, solidifying his reputation as one of Texas's most promising young voices. His singles included Bossin' A, which pulled over 125,000 Spotify streams, Anti-Cap Music, Chevy, and Hate It or Love It. Every track carried that mix of confidence, heart, and struggle that made fans connect with him instantly. The Wizard wasn't just another artist. He was proof that you could rise above tough circumstances, stay true to your story, and still move with purpose. His journey showed what happens when raw talent meets determination, and that's why his name continues to mean something in Dallas, long after he's gone. Z, the Wizard wasn't just buzzing locally, he was on the verge of something major. He'd earned public cosigns from both Meek Mill and BigXThaPlug, and the Dallas Observer named him one of the top 25 DFW rappers of 2025. Industry insiders were calling 2026 his breakout year, the one that would take him from regional fame to national spotlight. But Z, the Wizard's connection to BigX went far beyond business. These two weren't just collaborators, they were childhood friends, both representing the New Dallas Collective, a group of artists pushing for unity, peace, and growth in a music scene that had lost too many rising stars too soon. Their mission was to show that Dallas hip-hop could evolve beyond the negativity and prove that brotherhood could win over conflict. That vision shaped everything Z, the Wizard, stood for. He carried himself with positivity, always talking about community, self-improvement, and giving back. Instead of promoting confrontation like some rappers do to get attention, he focused on uplifting his people. In his final days, he even organized a toy drive for the kids in his neighborhood, because that's just who he was at heart. People who knew him best said his actions spoke louder than his lyrics. Jackie McQueen, who attended his vigil, said losing Z felt like an L for the world, because all the big things he was planning would now carry a bittersweet weight. Amir Lucky, one of his closest friends, swore he'd keep Z's name alive forever. And Coach Corey Borner, his old football mentor, remembered him as smart, respectful, and determined. A young man focused on taking care of his family and breaking cycles that had trapped so many others before him. The heartbreaking part was how much the circumstances of his passing clashed with who he truly was. He wasn't caught up in any drama, he wasn't feuding with anyone, and he definitely wasn't out here chasing clout through diss tracks or negativity. From everything investigators pieced together, what happened that night came from a small argument that spun out of control, something that never should have turned tragic. Then came the viral footage of BigX, the plug's reaction outside the club. One of the rawest, most emotional moments the internet had ever seen. His voice cracked as he yelled out in disbelief, struggling to process what had just gone down. You could hear the pain of losing someone he toured with, invested in, and dreamed of building a new chapter of Dallas rap with. That clip spread across platforms not because people wanted shock value, but because it revealed something deeper: the human cost of fame, loyalty, and being in the wrong place at the wrong time. It showed that beneath all the flashy visuals and music videos, there's a side of rap life that's rarely seen: the grief, the fear, and the realization that success doesn't always shield you from danger. Z the Wizard's story became a wake-up call for artists and fans alike, a reminder that the lifestyle people glamorize can have real consequences, even for those trying to do the right thing. At his vigil, his mother, Lash Shannon Grant, stood strong in front of nearly 100 people, all dressed in blue to honor his legacy. Her strength was unreal. She spoke from the heart, asking everyone to focus on healing instead of hate. Pastor Ricky Rush addressed the crowd too, talking about the pain, confusion, and heartbreak that senseless acts of aggression leave behind. The church that night became more than a place of mourning. It turned into a space for peace, reflection, and unity. Nobody used the platform to call for revenge. Nobody tried to stir more drama. Instead, the New Dallas Collective's message of peace over pain held strong, even in the face of devastating loss. People prayed, cried, and remembered Z the Wizard for the joy and hope he brought into their lives. As of mid-January 2026, the investigation was still ongoing. Dallas authorities continued reviewing surveillance footage and interviewing witnesses, but no arrests had been made. The big question remained, was Z, the Wizard, accidentally harmed by someone from his own side, or did it come from outside the crew? That answer hadn't been found yet, leaving the city with more questions than closure. What everyone could confirm was simple and heartbreaking. A gifted young artist with a bright future, loyal fans, and a loving family was gone far too soon. The loss hit deep, not just in Dallas, but across the whole hip-hop community, BigX. The Plug hasn't spoken much publicly about Z the Wizard's passing, aside from that emotional footage from the night everything went down. But grief like that isn't easy to put into words. When you've mentored someone, helped shape their path, and watched them grow, there's no post or press statement that can capture that kind of pain. What's clear from every account is that Z, the Wizard, wasn't just another artist under BigX's label. He was family. He was part of the mission that BigXThaPlug built from the ground up, to lift Dallas rap to a new level while moving away from the negativity that's held it back for years. The tragedy reminded everyone how unpredictable the entertainment world can get when music, nightlife, and street energy collide. Club appearances are a key part of a rapper's grind, especially on big nights like New Year's Eve, when the crowds are thick and the payouts are huge. But that same environment brings risk, alcohol, emotions, and big egos packed into tight spaces. It only takes one misunderstanding for things to spin out of control. Everyone in that circle knew the dangers. Z the Wizard knew them, BigXThaPlug knew them. Every artist chasing success in that scene understands the risk that comes with visibility. But they do it anyway, because staying home means staying invisible. And in this game, visibility is everything. After his passing, Z, the Wizard's music gained new life online. His song saw a massive spike on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, a bittersweet trend that's become common in hip-hop. Listeners who had never heard his name before started streaming Boss Naka, Chevy, and his other tracks, realizing just how much potential had been lost. His family asked for privacy as they processed their grief and prepared for his services, which hadn't yet been announced publicly. For them, this wasn't just about losing an artist, it was about losing a son, a father, and a source of hope for their whole community. Z the Wizard's legacy now extends far beyond his catalog. He represented a new wave of Dallas artists, a generation determined to rise without repeating the mistakes of the past. He believed success didn't have to come with negativity. His lyrics were about hustle, ambition, and growth, not about retaliation or rivalry. Through his charitable work, he put that message into action. Just weeks before his passing, he organized a toy drive for kids in his neighborhood, giving back to the same streets that raised him. He mentored younger artists, sharing what he learned about the business side of the industry, trying to help others avoid the same pitfalls that trap so many talented voices too early. His signing to Future's Free Bands label was huge. It was proof that the industry had taken notice of what he was building. Future himself saw something in Z the Wizard worth betting on. That deal meant access to new opportunities, bigger collaborations, playlist placements, and connections that independent artists rarely get. The kind of moves that could have changed his life completely. But all that promise disappeared in just a few chaotic moments outside that club. What should have been another milestone night in Dallas, music history turned into a tragedy that shook the entire scene. The broader hip-hop community responded with grief and frustration. Artists everywhere were posting tributes, even those who had never met him personally. They spoke on how unfair it felt to lose another young talent who was finally doing things the right way. At the same time, critics of rap culture jumped in, pointing fingers and claiming the tragedy was proof of how dangerous the lifestyle could be, but the people who actually knew Z the Wizard were quick to push back. They reminded everyone that he wasn't glorifying negativity. He was fighting against it. He wanted to show that you could make real music, inspire people, and still stay grounded. Rapper G Herbo, who had recently filmed a collab video with Z, spoke out publicly, calling him a genuine dude. Others echoed the same sentiment, that Z the Wizard was real, humble, and focused on growth, not drama. Everyone who knew Z the Wizard said the same thing. He wasn't out here pretending to be something he wasn't. He wasn't trying to act tough for the cameras or live out some made-up persona. He was a genuine artist from a tough environment where tension was always possible, but his focus was music, growth, and love for his people. For BigXThaPlug, the question now is how to move forward after everything that's happened. He built his name on authenticity, staying true to where he came from while trying to rise above the negativity that often follows success in the rap game. Losing someone as close as Z, the Wizard proved a painful truth. No matter how far you climb, fame and money can't always shield you from the chaos around you. That emotional footage of Big X's reaction will likely stay with him forever. It wasn't a performance. It was a real moment of pain that showed the human side of an artist often seen through headlines and hype. It became one of those rare viral clips that reminded the world that behind the fame, these are still real people with real emotions, fighting battles most can't see. Dallas's rap scene will keep evolving. New artists will step up, fresh voices will rise, and old rivalries will fade out. But through it all, the spirit of the new Dallas movement, the one built on unity, peace, and creativity, will keep going strong, even in tragedy. Z. The Wizard's name will keep echoing through the culture. His story will be told every time someone talks about artists taken too soon. Fans who never knew him during his lifetime will continue discovering his music, hearing his message, and realizing just how much potential he carried. His kids will grow up hearing stories about their father's talent and how he inspired a whole generation. His voice will live forever through the tracks he left behind. Meanwhile, BigXThaPlug will keep pushing forward, running his label, dropping new hits, and navigating the complicated world of being a successful artist from a city with deep, intertwined roots between music and the streets. He'll always carry the memory of that New Year's night with him, not as a weight holding him back, but as a reminder of how fragile life can be and how important it is to keep building something positive out of pain. The story of BigXThaPlug and Z, the Wizard, stands as a hard reminder that the struggles tied to hip-hop aren't abstract. They're real. They're lived out in real places, by real people, with real consequences. It's not just headlines. It's families mourning, fans grieving, and dreams cut short before they could fully bloom. Rest in peace to Z the Wizard, sending love, strength, and prayers to his family, his kids, and everyone who loved him. His legacy isn't just in the songs, it's in the message he stood for. Rising above, staying true, and believing there's always a better way forward. If you made it this far, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more stories that dive deep into the culture and the people shaping it. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe, stay grounded, and keep supporting real artistry that stands for something bigger than fame.